Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. Guys, I'm back on my back porch. I haven't slept, or should I say I did sleep a little while, but there is this frog outside my bedroom window that has been making a racket, and I'm not going to the back to actually see where this frog is, so I decided to come and film this video. Let me just get straight into this. In regard to people having gone through some kind of trauma, in my opinion, pain is pain, whether it be physical, emotional, or even both. No one's pain is more superior than the next, and no one victim should be judging the next. That's how I feel, and I have been very uneasy and bothered about something Without a Crystal Ball did a few weeks ago after the release of Shiny Happy People on Amazon Prime. In this video, I'm going to show you again how unprofessional, untrustworthy, and most importantly, how dangerous Without a Crystal Ball is and can be for victims. Before that, my usual disclaimer: please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. When the release of Shiny Happy People came out, Without a Crystal Ball didn't know which side of the fence you want to be on, and she couldn't control the reasoning. She wasn't part of it and how people viewed her because she actually wasn't featured in this docuseries. She made a post that went something like this: Ben Miller, you don't own the iblp story. I didn't reproduce your content. I've covered this cult for 5 years. You don't own the iblp story. Your behavior is why the victims of Gotham didn't participate in your series. You tried to take my channel down over my own research and commenting on your series. You could have had me for your series. You knew nothing about the iblp when I spoke to you. I warned you about Jim Holt. You picked sources that had platforms. Victims of Gotham didn't want anything to do with you for a reason. Jane Doe 3 is the only victim featured. Other victims were not involved. The victims were not happy with her involvement. Then she also goes on and she says, if you are interested in the victims of Gotham and their story, they have a separate documentary coming out, and that trailer will be released in June. Many victims did not participate in the Amazon series because of the salacious focus and what they believed to be a lack of focus on the ongoing healing victims of this cult must endure to recover. Now, first of all, Amazon did try to flag Katie Joy's channel, and when she found out, she went for this Ben Miller and couldn't come at him for her own reason, because she knew that they had valid reasons on why they didn't feature her in the series. Katie Joy is problematic and is a liability in my opinion. She proceeded to talk about why other people chose not to work with Amazon, meaning a few of the victims of Bill Gotham that are featured in a separate documentary I will be talking about in a separate video. She used their stories to get back at this man. She used what these people told her in confidence and blasted to her masses in order to out him. In what way, I have no idea. Who does this? And from those screenshots where she addresses Ben Miller, she basically throws it out there to him like she knows everything, and then proceeds to throw it in his face, the reason why the other victims of Gotham chose not to be part of this series, and it was because of his behavior. So what was his behavior, Katie Joy? That's something you don't mention, because according to all those featured in the docuseries, according to them, they were all treated very well. Now, you see Katie Joy's pattern of behavior. When she can't get her own way, or things don't go according to the way she wants it to go, she loses her shit and starts throwing people under the bus. It just happened recently with the Holtz, when it usually does, took something somebody told her off the record and put it out for our masses to know about. And I'm talking about Kaylee Holt, who spoke to Katie Joy in confidence and told Katie Joy that the information she was sharing with her is not to be exposed to the public. And that is exactly what Katie Joy did. I was sent proof that Kaylee asked Katie Joy not to divulge this information, but Katie Joy did exactly that. Before we move on, this is my theory of what went down with her being excluded from the Amazon docuseries. And per one of the producers, she did say that everyone was vetted, and obviously, you just got to Google Katie Joy and you'll see how problematic she is. So they chose not to have her in the docuseries, and according to reports, the docuseries ended their filming in 2021, in December. And obviously Katie Joy was not happy that no one was getting back to her. So she felt that she landed on this bit of information about Jim Holt, and she quickly got hold of the producer, Olivia Christ, thinking that this would be her in and a guarantee spot. But unfortunately it didn't work out that way. Then she contacted them to find out if she could go work for another production team, which in my opinion she didn't need to, because she didn't sign a contract with them. All she signed was an appearance agreement, but that in my opinion wasn't a guarantee. And obviously they had to sign some kind of form if they did use them in the docuseries. They then gave her the green light to go ahead and work with this other production company, and that was when in my opinion it was validated to her that she had no part and parcel of this docuseries, because they signed her off and said, no, it's okay, you can go ahead and work on that project, which pissed her off. And because she feels she is the Duggar whisperer and she loves gatekeeping the Duggars story, but at the end of the day, who best to tell the story about the Duggars than one of the Duggars themselves? And that was Jill, which she did. And let me say, I learned a hell of a lot out of those docuseries, opposed to her saying that nothing new was reported. There was a lot that I didn't know that I learned. Then she went on to call out, as I said, Jane Doe 3, who is Emily Anderson, and proceeded to say that the other Gothic victims were not happy with her because she chose to participate in the Amazon series. Now, first of all, who was anybody to tell this young lady who and where her story should be told? If she felt comfortable with this route, so be it. Who the hell is anybody else to judge her for feeling comfortable in the way she wished to tell her story? And secondly, Katie Joy, shame on you, because of one of the victims that you claim to be so close to and helping is bitching to you about how someone else should be telling their story. You should be the one to calm those waters and put everyone back on the same page. Not use their story to throw someone else under the bus or try to humiliate somebody because you weren't getting your way. Now, keeping on with how she is hyping up this new documentary with the victims of Gothic called Until the Truth, which I am making a whole separate video about, because one of those victims truly resonated with me, and I do not feel that it is right for Katie Joy to be pitting victims against each other. Also, this bit of information has been released recently. Katie Joy, as I said, made a video yesterday hyping up this documentary, and she said that she spoke to the director.
I had the opportunity this afternoon to speak to the director of this film, Sean Diamond, and got a better understanding of the approach these filmmakers are taking.
But the director says otherwise. Thank you to Law Miguel for posting the screenshot, and this is what it says. Hello, thanks for the email. In short, no. Our film company is not working with Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. I am aware of who she is, but have never spoken with her. We are also not part of the victims of iblp effort you mentioned below. We are a film company focused on producing this documentary. Appreciate your concern and for reaching out. So once again, Katie Joy caught out in her lies. Also recently, Katie Joy said, thank you so much to Bolt 2.0 for these screenshots. She was asked to promote her websites, and when people started investigating this website, things seemed suspicious, and as you can see there, they didn't even bother putting the title on this website. And now it has been deleted, and people were claiming that Katie Joy was behind creating this website, and I feel that it was her behind this website, because in her mind she had a lot of work to do to gain back her credibility. And what better way than to make it seem as though you are this wonderful advocate that's doing everything in your power to help the helpless. Unfortunately, Katie Joy should know by now that people are not going to let her get away with being shady. And the reason I believe she was behind the shady websites is because the same thing happened when she was involved in the Marvon McRae situation. And then when she excused herself and decided to go to another camp, meaning the camp of the biological father of Andrea McRae's kids, she went and she helped him try to get back his kids. And then when she wasn't alive, she actually announced a CASHAPP that apparently was to help the dad. And that account was quickly created and didn't even last a day after people started researching how that came about. So in my opinion, Katie Joy would do anything to get ahead, but she always messes up somewhere. Let's move on to this person called Rachel Den Hollander, and Katie Joy actually made this post. Yesterday I shared a link to a website for victims of the iblp. The information was provided to me by the creator. I explained this was fully vetted and the expert helping us fully vetted. Now bear that in mind, helping us fully vetted. Rachel Den Hollander is a lawyer and advocate for victims of sexual abuse. Rachel was the first to report US Olympics trainer Larry Nassar for sexual assaults. Through her report and advocacy, Larry was finally held accountable for the horrific abuse he inflicted on hundreds of gymnasts. Rachel has been instrumental in working with the Southern Baptist Convention in advocating for the victims of sexual abuse at the hands of pastors. Due to her relationship with the group of survivors of iblp, Rachel is now seeking to help victims of labor trafficking, sexual abuse, child labor, and abuse by iblp leaders. The link is in my bio. Without a Crystal Ball LLC is not affiliated or associated with this website. Any information shared with this website is theirs alone. Woacb is only reporting on the website and group. So why would you say that this was fully vetted and the expert helping us, quote us, fully vetted, if you or Woacb LLC has nothing to do with this? Genuine question. Now let's go back to last year to see exactly how Katie Joy felt about Rachel Den Hollander. She says, while listening to numerous podcasts related to sexual abuse and the church, the name Rachel Den Hollander continues to pop up. Most people know Rachel as the first US gymnast to accuse Larry Nassar of sexual abuse in 2016. Since his conviction, Rachel has become a victim's advocate that speaks about sexual abuse, and most often as it relates to churches. A quick Google of her name finds that she attended an unaccredited law school called Oak Brook College of Law. iblp survivors will bristle with this news. The college was formed in the 1990s by Bill Gothard through the ATI HSLDA staff and attorney Jordan Lawrence. For years, the iblp pushed this unaccredited school to members as a way to become lawyers. The school does correspondence learning. The school has an agreement. Due to the lack of accreditation, the school is overwhelmingly not respected. Rachel passed the California bar in 2010. However, she lives in Kentucky. She's not a member of the Kentucky bar. Same thing that she did to Emily D. Baker, right? It's like, just mind your business, Katie Joy. This has been a huge problem for graduates, as states frequently do not have reciprocity for bar admittance. She lists her biography as being an attorney. However, she cannot work as an attorney in Kentucky. Don't get me wrong, Rachel has a great voice for abuse victims. I just find it unreal that she attended Gothard's law school given her advocacy for women. What's so wrong with that? Rachel is an active Southern Baptist and is a part of a group tasked with guiding and helping churches deal with the sexual abuse and helping victims of clergy abuse. I did not expect to see the Gothard tie. The school distanced themselves from Gothard in 2014. Rachel attended while the college was still associated with Gothard. What are you trying to say, Katie Joy? What? All thanks to Balls 2.0 for that bit of information. She is absolutely amazing. You can go and follow her on Instagram. The moral of the story: no victim story is safe with Katie Joy. She will turn on you in a heartbeat. It has been proven so many times, and Katie Joy has been doing this for years. She is no advocate for victims, whether it be women, children. She is just an advocate for herself. She has no self-defense because she knows all that she does is wrong and shady, and she cannot come to her own defense. She will use other people's stories. I will link a video in the description to a video done by Southern MUTTON where she speaks to people that are involved in the lawsuit Katie Joy is actively involved in as I make this video, where she uses people for their stories and then dumps them. People didn't even want to work with Katie Joy because of her ethics. She always wants to be in control. With all that said, she's always asking for tips. I urge you to think long and hard and do your research on this person before sharing your story. I'm not saying don't share your story. All I'm asking is that I urge you to be mindful and be very careful before sharing your story without a crystal ball. Do your due diligence, because there are so many other people out there that could help you, and that for a fact you'll know that your story is safe. It won't be outed when Katie Joy feels that you've done her wrong. I will do my best to link organizations or other YouTubers that are in the field of helping victims, because this day, as I film the Sunday, the 17th, 2023, no one has ever come forward and thanked Katie Joy for being so instrumental in their journey of surviving a cult or being helped to get out of a cult. Thank you so much to everyone for taking the time. I appreciate each and every one of you. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, to the ones that are filling the role as dads. I hope you guys have a fantastic and wonderful Father's Day. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye guys.